Hello. Thank you for joining us. This is the limited edition panel. Today we're talking about collectible movie artwork, what it is, how it's made, why it's made, and who it's made for. So can I just ask, is anyone into movie posters or physical media? Raise your hand. All right, you are in the right place. I'm Kasey Yee, CEO of FoundryLA. And with me, we have some legit experts on this topic who've traveled far and wide to be here today. I will let everyone introduce themselves if you just want to go down the line.
Hi, my name is Dino Espinosa. I am also a creative director for FoundryLA. And I've been in the industry making these things for about 20 years now. And yeah.
I'm Chris Kawagiwa. I'm a designer and illustrator. I've been working with a lot of these people for many years, and I work in storyboards, but also key art, and happy to be here.
Hi, my name is Vicki Tunkel. I'm a creative director at FoundryLA.
Hi, I'm Matt Marone. I am a business development manager at Scanavo.
Hi, I'm Leo Zavala, and I'm a content creator, and I collected movies as long as I can remember.
Cool. Hi, I'm Craig Drake, artist who's been working in the industry from various studios like Lucasfilm, Netflix, and then now just going off on my own, doing collectible artwork and working with various galleries like Hero Complex Gallery. So.
Awesome. So since we have a bunch of creatives here today, let's talk a little bit about the creative process and what it actually takes to bring this amazing bespoke artwork to life. I wanted to start with the illustrators, and Craig, since you flew all the way from Japan, you have worked extensively in the entertainment arts, and you have a very distinctive illustration style. Can you tell us a bit about your work and the ideas or experiences that have inspired the art that you make? We're gonna go over to Craig's section.
Yeah, let me try to sum it up quickly. There's a lot of inspiration. I think, like with many artists and fans, like we digest a lot of stuff and just sort of parse through it in our mind. And actually, it's great that you have those pieces up there. Like I'm a child of the '80s, so a lot of like the '80s energy and like the fire from the '80s and like the strength. And the graphic nature of that, like really, I try to imbue that in the artwork as well, especially with like, human figures and just those poses. That's something that like has like really inspired me over the years. And I always try to sort of like nudge it into even some of the corporate art that I work on as well. And anytime I have the opportunity to do a pure form of art that's just, my stuff, I'll definitely go full throttle at it. So yeah. That's probably a quick summation of inspiration in that. Cool. There we go. There's the gallery, magic cards.
Cool.
Yeah.
Han Solo one's
So much cool
life
stuff.
size, isn't it?
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful art.
Rachel screen print.
Chris, so we've worked together for quite a while now, and you did a adult children's book for Deadpool.
It's not as bad as it sounds.
Yeah, it was amazing, and it was all done.
You don't have to hide your kids.
Yeah.
It was themed with like a not for children's book, and that was it was a specialty packaging where it was like an actual children's book. And the challenge of this was I had to draw it before the movie came out, and a lot of it was just kind of told me. I think in your office, Kasey, we were just like told somebody from Fox was like, well, here's the basics. And based on that, I had to make 20-something pages of illustrations. And on that page particularly, where they're just walking toward the camera, there's a funny little bit where it's very meta. Because in the text, it says the artist is supposed to draw like a bombastic fight scene, but they haven't seen the movie yet, which was true. Like all we were seeing was just like pre-green screen, pre-VFX stuff. And so that's why they're just walking toward camera, because that's all I had to base it on. But it was a dream come true to be able to work on like Marvel fan forever. So getting to work on something like this was truly a dream come true to do a actual like physical watercolor piece, which is super rare these days. Mostly everything's digital. But this was a really fun, project to be a part of.
What would you guys say is the difference between like designing and illustrating for commercial artwork versus for fine art?
You want to speak to that, Craig? Because I don't do fine art as much as you do.
It really comes down to like cooks in the kitchen. I think we were talking about this last night. So yeah, any job that you work on, there's always multiple stakeholders, and I won't bore you with the details. A lot of times it'll start off with a very pure vision, and then many people come in and have their say in it, and it takes sort of a thick skin to sort of make it through that entire process. It's good because sometimes there is good feedback, and it can actually, elevate the piece that you're working on. But it's definitely not pure. Commercial art is not pure. But when you do have the opportunity to do your own fine art on the side without any input, it has this level of satisfaction. I think any human could kind of relate to that. If it's something that you've created without any other input, it's something that's personal and you're very proud of it. So yeah, to me that's been the difference.
Do you feel like with so many hands in there, do you feel like it ruins the art that you want to put out sometimes?
It depends on the hands. I've had some great experiences where I've had people who have sort of like fostered my creativity, over the years, and those hands have like really helped me to like elevate the pieces over the years, working with skilled art directors. But yeah, you get some marketing people who they're not necessarily creatively minded. They're all about what works and the money. And but at the same time, it's like you, as a commercial artist, you have to be sensitive to that. You have to that's your job, is to work on that level and be cool with that. So it just takes a little thick skin. If you can sort of switch gears and operate in that mode, then yeah, you'll be a success. So.
I'm curious, do you start white pencil anymore, or do you just jump into digital?
I do really terrible like napkin sketches, and I've even submitted those to clients as like proof of concept, and they're like, oh, this is great, and then I'll take way too long to go to the next step in the digital form. But yeah, always start with like some sort of terrible pencil sketch.
And do we actually have a few samples of artwork that didn't go to finish? I think there was a sneak peek, but we could do it at the
I
end.
think I showed some, right?
Yeah, there should be
it's mixed
some in the
up.
slides that I sent.
Yeah. Some of the slides that is in here is not
I
finished
think
products,
so.
right? I mean, I can just slide through it if you
No,
tell me.
it's-
And also Vicki, as a creative director, I would love to ask just what are some of the challenges that people might not know about when designing?
Oh, well, I think as Craig kind of pointed out, when you're doing fine art, you're doing it for yourself. When you're designing, especially in our line of work, designing steelbooks and other commercial collectible art, there's a lot of considerations. There's a lot of sometimes legal considerations. People have to be, actors have to be this certain size. They sometimes have to be in a certain order. There are usually very limited assets for things like this. When it's not illustrative and you're doing a photo real work, you're limited to whatever the clients can find in the archives. And for older titles, things, get lost throughout the years. So, something in the 70s would have had thousands of images. And by the time it gets to us in 2025, they're like, here's the 5 shots we got.
Scanned in really poorly.
Yeah, or they can be scanned in really poorly, but it's like you got to work your magic and you have to work around what you have. So there's definitely a lot of those kind of challenges and considerations.
Something I didn't think about as an illustrator, you have to have assets to work from, because usually that's kind of when you're drawing from your brain, you're kind of finishing out and kind of putting in the details, the whole cloth. But if you're having to keep likeness and stuff, there's so many limitations. We can't use this shot because the actor didn't like it or something. And that's all the stuff that people don't really know about until after the fact.
Yeah.
Dino, I'm so sorry. I think we had a little section on collectability too.
Oh yeah, so they actually asked me a week ago to have the history of collectibles. And so I'll just do my really quick rundown because this is a very boring section. And so the 1910s and 1940s, they started making lobby cards and posters for movies to promote them, but these were all free. So they were just giving them out. But it didn't become collectibles until later on in life when people started reminiscing about their stuff. And then in the 1950s and 1970s, they ended up becoming more merchandise and more fan clubs. The best example for this is the Star Wars empty toy box. And they actually had images of toys that wasn't going to be coming out, but there was no toy that was given until they made it and they sent it out to the fan club. So you had to be a member of the fan club to do it. And then in the 1980s to the 1990s, that's when home video became the boom with like VHSs, and it became like limited releases and special editions. And the best example for this is like the Disney Vault. When they're like, it's like, oh, we're gonna keep this for like 20 years and not give it out to anyone. And then during the 2000s to 2010s, there was like the rise of the premiums. So like Steelbooks, which Matt's gonna be talking about, and Criterion's like the best example for this, where it was like specialty art. And they're still doing it today, even though I say until 2010s, they're still doing this till today. And now from 2010s into the present, like pop culture and fan art is like the more important thing. So the best example for this is Comic-Con, right? And the Lububus and stuff like that. And that's the reason why we're here today, to talk about this stuff. Yep.
Yeah. So to that point also, everything that you see here, even the, Lady and the Tramp or whatever, what have you, there were probably hundreds of pieces of artwork that never made it to finish. And so if a piece actually does get approved by the hundreds of people that it goes to, it actually makes its way over to like Matt with Scanavo. And if you guys don't know about Scanavo, they make Steelbooks, which are like basically the premium, iconic, like, designers want to design for that space and collectors want it. It just like has lasting value. And so I'd love, Matt, for you to speak a little bit to how Steelbooks came about and, what we should know.
Yeah, so Steelbooks, funny, when you were going through those slides, you hit the nail on the head, because in 2001 is when Steelbooks actually first came around. So the company that actually produces Steelbooks, we're called Scanavo. We've been around for over 30 years now, and funny enough, the old school VHS black cassette holders that hold the actual film, that's where we started. And then back in 2000 as well, and one is when Steelbooks first got introduced, when, not to go into any names, but a specific client was looking for something. And then pretty much one of the most iconic pieces when it comes to collecting videos and collecting now DVDs and Blu-rays came to be, which is now Steelbooks. And they are a fun process. Yes. With Steelbooks specifically, you get to have a little bit more fun with the art that goes onto it instead of the generic, no offense, like poster art or the traditional just commercial art to it. We can really kind of go out and have some fun. And with that, taking it a step further now in 2025, we have branched out into a lot of different categories. We're all still with home entertainment and video games, of course, as well, with our icon art line, which is shown up there, which we just, what was it? I think it was last week with Scarface and Five Nights at Freddy. We have a really cool limited edition icon art package that's up at Amazon. Our library cases, which we've done for Avengers, a lot of anime with Crunchyroll, a nice little display piece to hold your Steelbooks. And then, of course, a Fabella, which is relatively new, but it's a different way to collect your Steelbook and art books and fan art. So we're growing with the times. We're having fun with it. And, we're very much looking forward to what happens next.
Cool.
This is a question for everyone. I guess, Steelbooks have really lasted. So I'm just curious, like, why do you guys feel like it's just like that one piece of packaging that like stands the test of time?
Strong.
It's strong. It's not plastic.
It's water resistant. You can test it out right now. Well, I think the art that usually stays the strongest is the one that gives people a feeling. It gives them reminiscing of their back in the time, to give them some kind of emotion of how they felt when they watched the movie. Or if it shows something that wasn't part of the movie and it kind of like explains a little bit more about the movie. So that's what I think usually lasts a little longer and usually gives a bigger impact. But I'm not sure. What does Leo think about that?
Yeah, you're the collector.
I mean, I just spend a lot of money because of you, man. But these are kind of, if you don't protect them, they kind of get damaged. But I feel like that's what we love. We love something that brings out art in our shelves when we collect them. And definitely the ones that they've done with embossing and just different posters that they put on the steel case, especially like there's some Lilo and Stitch that you guys have done. When you guys do like these ones, like character type of steelbooks, you get new images that you want in your collection, and it just kind of becomes a thing that you always want to buy. And it's
You can have some fun with it. Like the Five Nights at Freddy, we actually have the Freddy Fazbear pizza boxes, the packaging. We can actually go out and have some fun with it.
Yeah, and you kind of, it's something new, and you love it. So, like that Lego one, I love that one. Now I want it.
I'm sorry. Thank you, eBay. Well, I think it's also in the name of this panel too. It's limited editions. When you think of the steelbooks, they're more premium, and they're not. I mean, they are globally produced, but they're produced in limited fashion. A lot of the times they're selling out, and they're coming with additional content, whether that's, it's the major 4K Ultra HD, there's limited prints inside of them, or posters or things like that. They are becoming more limited in nature, and with that inherentness of FOMO kicks in, or something of that nature, including all the art. Yeah, I get it. My credit card hates me for it, but yeah.
Definitely FOMO. There's a lot of FOMO with steelbooks.
Yeah, for sure.
Which brings me to another question for you, Leo. So last night we were talking about it, and I asked you how many movies are in your collection, and I think you said
we're up to 3,200 something.
3,200. Wow.
Wow. How do you categorize them?
It's all alphabetical, of course, but we definitely separate steelbooks, 4Ks, and then Blu-rays, and then genre, like horror movies. They got their own different sections and stuff like that.
Joe Blockbuster, right?
Yeah, that's my own. Right here. But yeah, I think it's the part of like Blockbuster that you kind of go, and you used to do that. You wander around your collection looking to what you want to watch, and that's the nostalgia of it. And I think as a collector, that's what we all love. Kind of when you went with your parents to go to the Blockbuster store, Hollywood Video, and kind of just wander around that store and be like, can we get popcorn? Can we get a drink? And pick out a movie to watch it with your family that night. So definitely brings that nostalgia.
It's funny because Kingdom of Heaven, watching your video was the first time we saw it, or not for me.
Oh, really?
Somebody hold it. Up until then, it's just a digital file. Like, we're living with it for weeks, months, but at the time, it doesn't feel real.
Yeah, and it's amazing art you guys do too, because again, I love that steelbook. That steelbook is so nice, and the embossing is.
I love the back, right? That's another part about steelbook is that it's multiple pages. It's like a book where there's inside, back, and front, and so you get a chance to express more art.
And as a content creator, I love to be able to show people what comes inside the steelbook, like as a disc art and everything like that, and it kind of brings the eye to it, and people want to buy it more, and they're like, oh wow, I didn't know I had that image inside. So now they kind of are intrigued, and they want to just go out and buy it. But yeah, it's nice to be able to have a platform to show what you guys do.
Leo, your audiences are very fervent, and I remember I actually we just met recently in real life, but I started following you on TikTok because you were doing these amazing TikTok lives, and literally he had his whole library, and people were just naming off titles, like movie titles, and you could just name any movie under the sun, and you had it.
Yeah.
And people watch for hours.
Yeah, I used to do those lives for like close to 3 hours, but I would have like 3,000 people in there just asking constantly what movie they want to see. And you put a title, of course it's really hard because the comments just fly by, but if I can catch one, I would be able to pull it out. And the thing that you said last night too, that you were impressed how you know exactly where everything was. And the thing that as a collector for me is like, I have everything memorized, and I can be out here shopping for a movie, and I know exactly, okay, I don't have that one, I can do this. But yeah, it's insane how how all this works.
Well, and we're in a streaming space now, so I'm sure most everybody also watches from home, and they no longer have to buy packaging, but there is definitely like a very energetic audience out there for it. I would be curious if anyone is still like a physical media person, or where you guys actually watch movies these days. If anyone can share that.
Are you talking to us? Or
I'm talking to the whole room. Whoever
nice.
wants to.
I mean, streaming, of course.
I mean, obviously, Leo just watches digital. He doesn't care about that.
Well, the rising of streaming kind of hurt us a little bit because there's a lot of movies that are good on streaming, and like the movie Hush. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Hush, but that one was just on Netflix. They took it out. You can never see it again. And then Shout Studios decided to put out a physical format for it. So that was the part that every collector wanted. And of course, everybody went to buy that movie. And I think streaming is taking that away. Like that, let's say in a month it didn't do good, it's gone. And that's the same thing with Willow. They did a series and now it's gone from Disney Plus.
Yeah.
That breaks my heart, because so many people work so hard on it.
And again, everybody was excited to see the series, but now let's say someone sees something about Willow and they go, oh, they made a series? All right, let's go to Disney Plus. You can never find it. So that's the part of physical media that it's needed and that keeps it alive. So
I was actually reading something and it actually struck a chord because obviously the streaming and the streaming world is actually hurting the physical world, but it actually said a line in there that said, this is not going to destroy physical media. It'll actually make it stronger because it'll actually prove who the fans are. So the true fans of these movies will probably buy these physical things because they're connected to it more than people that's just watching it through streaming. So we gotta think of it like how vinyls are. People that are fan of music and they like the sound of vinyl, they usually buy the vinyl because it sounds a little warmer. So and it gives them a little bit more recognition. Like I'm a Beatles fan. I have the Beatles record. I'm not just a streaming listener. I'm not a basic B word.
But again, there's also something special about it too, about holding the physical format and putting it down on the vinyl record and kind of putting the thing down and playing it. It's just something special about it.
I think we need some vinyl steel case. Giant steel case record sleeve.
We're doing something like that right now. Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it.
I actually have a sample in my office right now. It's really, really cool.
Oh, amazing. Cool, cool.
Yeah. We're doing it. Well, I mean, that's just really quickly when it comes to collecting, whether it's steelbooks or anything, if there is a audience out there for it, the creation can be fun for it. The marketing can be fun for it. So whether it's a vinyl steel case, a steel book, our icon art, we're looking at different facets of trying to build something for you, the audience, and where you're going to place it. Specifically with our icon art, me specifically, I only have so much shelf space for my collectibles, my statues, my steel books. Sure. So now being able to have a limited edition, really nice fun art that you all create to put up on my wall, now there's more shelf space, but it's wall space for me. So
there was something we talked about last night too, that now as an adult, we have a living room. Who said that? Yeah. And like now it's like we have the space. So now, as kids, we didn't have that space. So now it's like we have the space to put whatever we want anywhere. So.
But we also talked about like, you could actually look at someone's physical movie collection and kind of judge them on who they really are. And are you and me gonna vibe if I would look at your movie collection?
Just because I have My Little Pony doesn't mean that.
But it's true that you can't really instantly see that in your streaming. Like we don't have the Netflix queue anymore, right? It's just instantly. You can the algorithm tells you what it thinks you're gonna like, but if you're committed to getting it something on DVD or Blu-ray, Steelbook especially, that means you really love it, right? Yeah. And I think that's something that you can't replace, especially as long as you live in a physical space.
I mean, we're at Comic-Con right now. Right. There's always going to be collectors. There's always going to be people that are going to want something physical. I mean, the lines that are coming to your house can only produce so much. So I don't care what anyone says. You're getting 4K streaming. You're really not getting 4K streaming. I'm sorry. The only way to really truly get that if you're an audio or video file, like with vinyls and with, really expensive TVs and Blu-ray players, is having the disc. And of course, having the special edition steelbook with you.
Yeah. Stop making me spend money.
Sorry, not sorry.
That's so true.
But I think, guys, if you guys ever want to start collecting too, just start with what you love. I don't think you guys should just start because you guys want to make a library of movies. Just start with what you love and watch it at the best quality possible. Because streaming will never give you the best quality possible. So
Amen.
I'm curious, Leo, do you actually watch every single thing that you get, even if you've seen it before? Like when you first get the Blu-ray, you actually still watch it?
Yeah, I think the most recent one I got was Thunderbolt Steelbook. Comes out next week. But I watched it. Yeah, the quality was great. I loved how it looked, everything, the audio, everything. Just you can kind of, especially in older movies. I think like we were Time Cop. I'm gonna watch that when I get home. I'm gonna see how good the quality is and everything. But yeah, it definitely bumps it up a lot.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you guys want to see, or like unicorns or designs that you'd love to do that just have, evaded you? Or even Leo, if there's something that you really think that the studio should be making that we just haven't done yet?
Studio should just please the audience.
Please the audience.
You will definitely make more money if you give what the audience wants.
So my unicorn, or my holy grail that I've never been able to attain, is a package that the person that's holding it finishes it. So a while ago, have you guys seen Midnight Cowboy by any chance? So it's about like
Midnight Cowboy?
Yeah, Midnight Cowboy. So I put a $20 bill on the package. So when you're holding it, there's a picture of the people. So it looks like you're giving the $20 bill to the characters, but obviously the studio's like saying, you can't do that. That's too real. But I've always been trying to do that ever since I started my career. And I was like, I just wanted to finish, like have the audience finish the package or finish the art.
It's like interactive, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's
a
cool.
story.
Yeah.
There was one that I worked on that had an actual mirror on it that was mirror foil, and it was like a game for a jewelry makeover. And so when you looked at it, your face was
That's
on
cool.
the package.
Just really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just in terms of like franchises that you guys are excited about, or just properties in general, like Craig, is there anything specifically that you're just like, I would love to work with that property?
Oh man, that's a really, really great question. Yeah, I've dabbled a little bit in like the gaming space, and that's something I want to kind of circle back to because of the opportunity for storytelling. There isn't a specific game company, but like where I'm attracted to is like the independent game developers. Like I don't know if any of you have ever played any like indie games, but there's just so many amazing ones lately. Just to be able to get in on that level and collaborate with a game maker and be part of the visual storytelling, I definitely want to circle back to that. So it's kind of an open world question, but that's where my interests are for sure right now. Yeah.
For sure. And I guess we can open it up to Q&A. If anyone has questions, or if you guys want to share what you'd like to see out in the market, or any questions for the panelists.
Yeah. Point.
Oh, here we go.
What is your favorite project that you've worked on over gamers? Because it won't be very.
Oh, wow.
Get one.
Do you guys hear the question?
Yeah.
Favorite
What is your favorite piece of art that you made technically, right?
Yeah.
So I actually got one. One is more personal, one is one that I worked on. So I was lucky enough to work on the original collector's edition for The Last of Us, the post-pandemic edition, and we made very limited number of them. And over the years, I was lucky enough to meet Troy Baker, the voice of Joel, and Ashley Johnson, the voice of Ellie, and I actually have the statue signed by both of them. So it's both something that I worked on, that I got out there, and then also two of my favorite voice actors and actors period were able to sign it. And not necessarily a piece of memorabilia that I worked on, but I was lucky enough to meet Robin Williams one day at a baseball game, funny enough, and I got him to sign a baseball for me. Nice. So it's not that I worked on it, but it's like one of those experiences and stories that it's one of the coolest things ever.
That's cool.
What was the last of us? I think it was a statue.
It was Joel. It was the original one that came out in 2000 and 12 or 13, and it's Joel and Ellie kind of sitting next to an old newspaper, like you just see it on the sidewalk of New York City, an old newspaper one with everything kind of like destroyed, the post-apocalyptic world, and just their expressions and everything that was going on was wild. It was, that was a fun project to work on.
That bar, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking of right now, since we're in Comic-Con, it is one of my favorites, but I can't really say favorites because I feel like my career has been in eras, so like the first thing that's been published and stuff like that. But the one that I remember since we're talking about Comic-Con is we did the Comic-Con Deadpool seat covers, the toilet seat covers. It was actually Vicki's idea, and the only reason why I like it is because I like things that wasn't meant to be collectibles but end up becoming collectibles, because I remember people were stealing the toilet seat covers. Yeah, you know, right? Yeah. Exactly. So my favorite kind of collectibles is things that wasn't meant to be collectibles but ended up becoming collectibles because it's just unique or people just wanted it. Yeah.
I think in the promo space, like everything seems to have been done, but it's really just trying to squeeze out that one little thing. Like, who would have ever thought? And I think this year there's some more people kind of copying the bathroom space as an advertising area. But it's like it fit perfectly for Deadpool 2, for that character, for that movie. It had to be number 2, right? Yeah. It's like there's only certain things that were perfectly timed and it has to be executed.
Thing, and the bathrooms were available.
Yeah,
perfectly timed, once in a lifetime. It works.
It was so silly to pitch for that movie because we had a bunch of different ideas. We threw a bunch of stuff and. I'm so glad that it actually, it's like, wow, they're actually going to do it. And it's so cool.
It almost didn't get
right, it almost didn't, but yeah.
And this gentleman here?
This year they have Naked Gun.
That's right. For the ladies, it's in the urinals, only in the men's bathrooms, because it says not streaming anywhere else.
That's great.
Pitch perfect. It's so good.
I think we might start a trend.
Probably commiserate with this. There's a lot of movies, especially from the 90s, that haven't made the transfer to Blu-ray. And I personally kept begging for Surf Ninjas.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. I show you.
That would be something that I would like to see. Is there something that you guys would like to see that is only on DVD that hasn't transferred?
I mean, my favorite movie is Cool Runnings. I just was raised on that movie.
Psycho Man, you did?
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. So I would love to do Cool Runnings.
One movie that you guys are going to judge me on what I like, but I love white chicks. And then, hey, stop judging, all right? I love white chicks, and it only has a DVD. And I would love to see that come to a Blu-ray, even a 4K. I don't care. I'll buy it. A Steelbook too.
So it's interesting you say that. We've got a brand that's going on out there, and that's kind of where the icon art for Scarface and Five Nights at Freddy is from. It's called Titans Occult. One of the first ones we did was the original Gladiator, putting out a really cool Steelbook, a nice little stand for it. So with that, because it's called Titans of Cult, both the movies that we're all talking about here, it kind of fits because it's more of what they call like a catalog, something that's not fresh and brand new that's coming out over the next couple of months. It's cult classic. It's Titans of Cult. So I'm noting these. Let's just say that.
Don't tease me, bro.
Yeah, it kind of goes to your question and your question too. I don't. The holy grail for me, I would probably say, because I've been very, as I knock on whatever this is, let's call it wood, I've been very lucky, whether it's with movies or specifically I do a lot of video game stuff. I've been able to work with some personal and iconic franchises. However, the one that I've never personally worked on that I would love to create something fun for, funny enough, is Superman. So if I ever have an opportunity to do something like that, I will find a way to make it happen.
Man of Steel meets Man of Buck.
Yeah, there you go.
I do know that, like, I think studios, especially like Lionsgate and stuff, are paying more attention to people on the Reddits and like they want to kind of hear, because I feel like they're directly tapped into the collector market. And I think it's kind of nice that they're kind of paying more attention. So let your voice be heard on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Murray and Nick have been trying for that forever. They're the two leads.
Yeah, I mean, we did a panel like.
Here's on Outresser.
There you go.
Too bad it, right? There's even think of something like Deadpool, right? Like the very, very first one that was kind of leaked out, right? Like sometimes you have to let the studios know, like, there's demand for it, and it can come from the creators, come from the actors, but I think it's always, there's opportunities to let your voice be heard and keep at it.
Yeah, just keep saying it.
Lionsgate does an amazing job with their steelbooks, and there was the one with the knives out that you would flip the slip cover and you would see who was the killer. So very creative, I love things like that. You can kind of interact with it and kind of just do things, and it's a nice piece for your collection. So,
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I was still curious, like when you go down with the steelbook, do you approach companies if they what I told about for you, or they can reply what they should but
Yes. It's really, it's a combination of both. We constantly reach out to companies. We have a very great sales team, and we're also global. I head up I'm part of the New York office. We have a Calgary office. We have an office in Denmark, which is our home, headquarters, and then we have one in Hong Kong, China as well. So we have a lot of contacts, but at the same time, there's new movies, new video games, independent, AA, AAA, independent movies as well. So it's a lot of reaching out, and what I would say is we try to be a partner with them. So a lot of the times they'll come saying, "Hey, Foundry created this for you. Here you go for the steelbook." And then there's a lot of the times where it's like, "Okay, let's collaborate on this. Here's what we think we can do," whether it's embossing, debossing, or having some fun with art, with glow in the dark, or something more Easter eggy with the slip cover going above that. So we try to give as much knowledge and information as we can with it. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah.
All right, so we have some giveaways, but we're going to make it fun and answer some trivia. So I think Leo's going to help us with this section.
So on my videos, I always ask questions to all my followers and kind of just know what they love and see what kind of movies are their favorites. But for, I guess, Kingdom of Heaven?
You want to show what we're giving it away first?
Yeah.
This is the first time I've seen it in person too. Yeah.
Disney sent these over for you guys, so yeah.
So
Yeah, it's the full. It's not just the steelbook; it's the full movie.
Yeah.
There's stuff inside.
The transfer's quite nice.
Brand new just came out.
yeah, and then we also have Tombstone, right?
Yes, and Tombstone as well.
Tombstone.
All right, who's familiar with these titles and wants to try to? What was the first question?
Who plays the lead of Balin in the Blacksmith Charmed Knight? In Kingdom of Heaven. Kingdom of
Who's the lead in
Heaven.
Kingdom of Heaven?
Yeah, who's the lead?
Yes.
There you go.
Enjoy.
That's the Tombstone now. Who plays the legendary lawman Wyatt in Tombstone? There you go.
Sir.
Yeah, this should be
Back to Kingdom of Heaven.
Kingdom.
Let's pick. What was Balin's profession before traveling in the Holy Land?
What was that again?
What was his profession before traveling to the Holy Land? The main guy.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
What did he do?
You got it. What does he do? Like, what's his job?
Yeah, what was his job?
Anyone else?
Anyone else?
I guess you only one.
the one with the red. The one red.
Yeah, hilarious.
You have to answer faster than ChatGPT because
Whether it's the actor or the character, who said, "I'll be your Huckleberry"?
You saw it.
Yes.
There you go. There we go.
I love that line. There you go.
And then,
I would consider that shit.
do we do more of those?
yeah, two more.
And then we got the big one.
Okay. What gift does God Jeffrey give Balin before he dies? Oh, damn.
It's a kingdom.
What is he?
Yeah, Kingdom of Heaven.
Can we just ask Bill about the missing?
Yeah.
Does anyone know why the king wears a mask?
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Someone who hasn't won.
I think he's
Right there.
Blake?
Yeah.
Blake.
He's what?
No, it's not really. Yeah.
It's
Right
close.
there. That gentleman over there.
So I think he's got it.
Yeah.
See one another.
Yeah.
Sure. I think you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, we got a real fan here.
Come on up.
It's like that class.
legit.
Somebody else that doesn't.
You picked the
One
special
last
king.
tombstone question. The name of the day, Brenda?
What is the genre of tombstone?
Oh, man.
Was that?
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. That might be too hard.
Yeah.
Mustache genre.
That's subjective, yeah.
You got that. Yeah.
Right there, right? That gentleman?
Yeah.
This gentleman. He raises his hand. Did he win one already? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You should have stopped.
Sure.
And there's one more really special giveaway.
It's a nice one.
It is one of Craig's posters.
It's a really nice piece of cardboard with a cool sticker. Yeah, so this is an amazing donation from Hero Complex Gallery. Go check out booth 4501. So Adam over there, who runs Hero Complex, was kind enough to donate this screen print. And it's a piece of mine that we collaborated with to do the AT-AT from Empire Strikes Back. So that brings me to the trivia question. What does AT-AT stand for? I see hands. Oh.
Who saw the case?
You? Back there?
First.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, you're so close. You were so close.
So close. I think that guy was over that night.
Oh, bam. There it is. Yeah.
Transport.
Yep. Congrats. Congrats.
We have like.
So I actually have a question because this came up on my feed. I don't know because we were talking about it yesterday. Is it AT-AT or AT-AT?
I say AT-AT.
Anything where you can pronounce it, anything that you can't pronounce, you have to spell it.
But then is it ATST?
ATST.
ATST.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how you
It'd be different.
Okay,
Like in
interesting.
the Imperial
That works.
military, you'd say there's an AT-AT, but that's an ATST. Other than I don't know. I grew up calling it AT-AT.
It
Yeah.
sound like AT&T.
Yeah.
That's why they usually try to make it something you can pronounce. So you can pronounce it.
Yeah. And there's the AT-APT. I know the designers called them snowwalkers, right? As they're doing it, and then
Snowwalkers, yeah.
It's like GIF and GIF, which I will fight you for.
Gross.
I don't want to do that. But yeah, I go by it. But I try not to get too. Especially because it's fans are fans, right? It's fun.
I got a question for the audience. Where do you guys buy your physical media? I know that Best Buy doesn't really sell it as much anymore.
Target.
Is it really just Amazon and Target? Is
Well,
that what
Target doesn't
everyone-
have Blu-ray anymore, right?
Getting bad on it too.
Honestly, don't look for the price.
Oh, it's good.
Oh.
That's a great
Nice.
You gotta support them, right? Yeah, I think you have to let them. Yeah, because that was the same thing. Like with the Deadpool thing, they had a built-up display for Target, and that was like the last couple of years, and then now they're no more. And it was super fun to just be able to they made a little book stand.
Yeah.
You could actually have it. So, but that doesn't exist anymore, and so you have to try to support the physical stores, brick and mortar places,
Yeah.
especially that still sell this stuff.
Speaking of physical, if I can kind of hop on that, when you're going out and buying your physical media, your Blu-rays, Steelbooks, if you think of like the limited editions that come with it, outside of like bonus material and things like that, what are some of the things you would want to see with it? If you think of like a traditional limited or collector's edition, outside of a statue, like what are some of the things you would like to see with it?
That lady over here? Yeah.
I'm actually going to lose the beast. Because that's like I'll leather jacket.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's real.
The grease zipper
The
jacket.
green super jacket. Yeah, I remember
It
that.
was like a. Yeah.
No, we've that won an award. And that won an award, so I remember that really well. Yeah.
So more clothing, more accessories.
Yes.
That is set by Freddy.
Trading cards.
Yeah, I mean, trading cards are, that makes,
That's cool.
that makes a lot of sense.
Do you guys ever think of like limited edition steelbooks, like they only made 1,000 of them type of thing, or do you guys feel like that would hurt? Number kind of.
Do you guys really care if it's limited? Do you guys do a lot of work? Do you guys more
Yeah, I want to just get you and then.
So, like, I think it was Fury Road who actually had insert cards that were actually like just really nice little prints.
Yeah.
What you see, what they were supposed to.
Seeing the cars inside, yeah.
And
I like completely took this over, I'm sorry.
You sure?
The John Wick set has that. Oh, it's part like
Yeah.
So that's our Titans Occult. That's what we call our Titans Occult in that packaging. Yeah.
And I have a Tron Legacy set that is, the case is the disc.
It's the identity disc.
Oh, nice, yeah.
The discs are inside.
There used to
For
be
the packaging to be something that's in the movie.
Yeah. There used to be some Transformer Blu-rays that would just transform.
I remember that too.
That was pretty cool.
That was a Target exclusive, I believe.
That was part, yeah. But yeah, the Arrow Video does a great job. I don't know if you guys shop on Arrow Video, but they do a lot of booklets, like a lot of cards that come with the packaging. So they do an amazing job with collectible stuff.
And if you guys like Lionsgate titles too, Lionsgate Limited, they definitely listen to their audiences on Reddit and they try to sort of feed the fan base. So you can directly order from them as well.
Yeah. A lot of titles are getting 4Ks in Steelbook on Lionsgate. So High Tension, very old horror movie. It's definitely getting a 4K soon. And it's titles that you probably didn't expect. So
That's cool. I'm curious, Craig, you're international, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
do you get to see, I mean, there's lots of stuff that we don't get to, I worked on a Godzilla thing,
Right.
that's only in Europe, and I found it on eBay, but like, I don't know if it'd be in Germany, you know, like, you must be able to get to see some stuff that we don't, over here, get to see. I wonder if like you've ever found stuff that's like unique.
He lives in Japan.
Yeah.
I live in Japan, so sometimes there are like some weird versions of things over there that I'll find. But in general, I find it's like opposite. Less stuff makes it their way. But if you're talking about in terms of like Japanese
More rare
content,
then, right?
that's
It makes it even more collectible in a sense if they've made a
Definitely.
few.
But the funny thing about Japan is a lot of their art's like simplified, but if you go to the anime art is like put as many things, put as many characters and everything.
Yeah.
In the digital Netflix.
It's just all
But can you put every single 500 characters in that one poster?
So
Each region has its own aesthetic, you know. You've seen like the Polish Star Wars posters, like super unique, and I think that's always fascinating to see like aesthetics transfer across worldwide.
For sure. We could do an entire panel on just like Japanese art and their interpretation of art from the West. Like that in itself is like a really cool thing as well.
Next year's panel is Japanese versus Western art.
Yeah, Japanese version.
different territories.
Right.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Comic-Con. And we actually also have some goodies in the back. There's some t-shirts from Foundry if you guys want as well.
Cool.
Thanks so much, you guys.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.